an Apache NiFi pipeline that I've created with my R package yorkr. So this is the Apache NiFi pipeline. It basically downloads, unpacks, transforms and ranks IPL T20 batsmen with my R package yorkr. Basically it has two process groups, the download and unpack process group. Basically it downloads the IPL T20 match from Quicksheet and then unpacks them into a folder, and then there's another process group which converts and ranks the IPL T20 batsmen. So basically the data from this site Quicksheet, from where I'm downloading the data for IPL T20, there are 756 matches and the data is of type YAML. They are of YAML files, so we need to actually go and individually convert those YAML files into our data frames, so that then we can process them and then rank them. So this is an end-to-end pipeline. So let me go to the download and unpack process group. Basically this processor get T20 data will actually look up this Quicksheet website and download the IPL T20 data. So if you look at this processor, um, download the T20 remote URL I've given as T20 data, and I've actually defined a variable for that, which is basically the Quicksheet IPL data. Then I unpack the data, which is a zip file, and then I save the unpacked data into a particular folder. So basically I have two folders here. So basically I have an IPL folder where it will unpack the YAML files, and then I have an IPL data folder which will actually store the converted data from YAML into our data frames. We will see how that is done. And then there is the second process group, which is the convert and rank IPL T20 batsmen. How it will do is, it look up the YAML files which have been unpacked into the IPL folder, fetch each of them, and then it will start converting the each of those YAML files into an appropriate R data frame. So I have a function R script convert YAML to data frame, and I pass in some arguments, and I use the R script to execute this file. So let me show you this R script. So it's just simple R script which calls my library yorkr, and then it calls the function from this library. So it'll call that, and I also have look at this, the scheduling. I have 16 concurrent tasks so that it can process 16 files at the same time. Then after it converts all the files, it will merge it into a single flow file, and finally it will rank all the T20 players, and it will output the ranked data into an output file called rank IPL.txt. And I have a simple Node.js running, which is checking this text file. So now there's nothing in it, so I just have it as working. Once it ranks it, it'll update this file, and we will see that it's been updated. So let me quickly start this process of end-to-end flow and show you how it works. Let me go here. So let me now start this. So the first thing it's going to do is, I'm going to start both the process groups. It's going to start downloading from the site and unpacking it. So it should unpack it here. So this is where it will download from Quicksheet. So you can see it's unpacking. It's downloading, and it will unpack all the files into this folder. This won't take much time. It should do it pretty fast. So I think by now it should have completed all the it's still unpacking. So let us wait for it to complete. You can refresh this. So it's unpacking and saving it to this folder now. And once it does that, it will start actually, we will start trigger the other process, which should actually start converting the data into data frames. Let's see, this should come into this folder. So see here, it is starting to convert the YAML files into R data frames and is storing as R data. So the different matches between Chennai Super Kings and Delhi Capitals, which was played on that date, it is storing as R data. So it is converting 16 files at a time. So if you look at this second process group, it is still picking it up, and it will keep doing this. Let me just quickly refresh this. Um, so this will take some time, so I'm going to pause the recording now. See that it has processed almost all the files, but you can see it's still actually converting in this folder for the different matches. There are totally 745 different T20 matches, so it is still converting 16 at a time. So it should have almost been done now. Just a few more left, so it is converting here. So once it finishes, it will start to merge all of this. Basically, it is just to create a single trigger for the rank T20 players, which will call another R script, which will look at all the players and all the teams, and will generate the players with the best uh, T20 rank. So let us wait for that. It should be done now. Yeah. So now it has come here. So now it is running the rank T20 players. So this should happen now. It should actually be creating some files in this folder. So you see here, it is creating the batting details for the different teams here, and once it creates all the details, it will go ahead and actually rank the players once it computes all the banking details. So now I think it has done it. So now let us quickly see whether the rank has come. Let me go and refresh this page now. So if you see here, it has done the ranking. The topmost, the best IPL batsman is David Warner, then followed by Simmons, then Chris Gale and Amla. So it also computes the total matches they played, what was the mean runs and the mean strike rate. So if you see, this is just one application where I've chosen one yorkr function to give an end-to-end flow for a T20 match. I've chosen IPL T20, but you could choose any of the T20 matches or the ODI, which yorkr already supports. Besides, I've also just used a simple, it's running on my Mac, and it's using our functions of yorkr. But the typical pipeline, getting from ingesting data, transforming it, and then generating insights, is a very common data pattern, and it can be used typically with in any big data pipeline, assuming that you have really big data sizes. So now this is just a simple sample of what can be done in the big data context with some a simple R library. So I hope you like this. Thank you for watching.